Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Please, like the video and share your thoughts. In the comments, your feedback helps. Make the content better. Subscribe. Before we dive into the story, I was clearing out unread emails when my phone buzzed again. A message from Claire appeared. My wife, late again. By now, it wasn't surprising. Work had swallowed her whole for months. But tonight, something about the timing felt off. I opened the text she had sent earlier. Late tonight. Work dinner. Back late. Don't wait up. I just stare at the glowing screen in the dark living room, holding the phone quietly, unsure how to respond. Usually I'd brush it off. Life gets busy. She's a high-powered marketing manager, back-to-back meetings, deadlines, exclusive events I'm never part of. But tonight, there was something in her tone, a subtle edge, barely noticeable but sharp, a whisper of something I couldn't shake. I typed, "That's strange. Your boss's wife was just asking about both of you." I hit send before reconsidering. I wasn't accusing her, but something had been building for months, and I felt it starting to surface. I remembered how things used to be. Playful texts during the day, laughing at my dumb jokes, rushing home excited to share the day with me. But that was years ago. Somewhere along the way, the spark disappeared. Our conversations became functional. Laughter felt forced. Touches felt rehearsed instead of natural. I had ignored it for a long time, telling myself she was stressed, tired, burned out. I convinced myself this was normal, that couples evolve. But deep down, I felt the slow drift apart, the kind that grows inch by inch until it becomes a vast distance between two people. Half an hour later, another message buzzed. "Leaving now. Don't wait." I didn't respond. I stood in the kitchen with a glass of water, chest tight, thinking about all the little moments she brushed me off. Moments I had convinced myself didn't matter, but they did. It wasn't this single night that broke me. It was the recognition that this was a pattern. Every "I'm too tired," every late-night event, every weekend spent with people I'd never met, every time her phone held her attention more than I did, I tolerated it. I excused it, rationalized it. But standing there alone at 11 p.m., I finally saw it clearly. I didn't need drama or a fight. I needed truth, presence, effort, the things she no longer gave. I picked up my phone, typed a reply, deleted it, then finally sent, "Thanks for letting me know. I hope the night goes well." No anger, no pleading, just calm acceptance. Because that message wasn't about tonight. It was a quiet realization that I had been waiting for validation from someone who stopped giving it long ago. By morning, she still wasn't home. I sat at the kitchen table, sunlight creeping through the blinds, letting the silence settle instead of fleeing from it. I saw clearly how much I had tolerated, hoping she'd meet me halfway one day. My phone buzzed. Sarah, Claire's closest friend, texted, "Hey, we heard you two were mentioned at dinner tonight. Everything okay?" I paused and typed, "Everything's fine. Just a normal work night." Hours later, Claire finally came home, late, exhausted, distant, exactly as her messages had suggested. She barely glanced at me before sliding her phone across the table and heading to the living room. I watched her, noticing how controlled and rehearsed she seemed now. Unreachable. We ate dinner quietly. She spoke about work like she always did, numbers, deadlines, colleagues whose names felt foreign. I stayed calm, not cold, not hostile, just present, because I realized I didn't have to prove anything to her anymore. The silence between us wasn't a temporary glitch. It was a new normal she had chosen. The following days were the same, but something inside me had shifted. I stopped bending my time around her unpredictability. I focused on myself again, my routines, my clarity, my peace. One evening, she looked at me and said, "You seem different lately." I just smiled softly. Maybe I am. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't ego. It was acknowledgement. Relationships aren't just about love. They require reciprocity, respect, actual presence. And when one person quietly pulls away, the other eventually has to choose. Keep chasing or come back home to themselves. I chose myself. For the first time in months, I felt awake, alive, This wasn't the ending of our story. Not yet, but it was undeniably the beginning of mine.